Despite both players having Hall of Fame worthy careers, both being number one options on their teams, and both being multi-year MVP candidates and winning titles, there are absolute levels to this game. And much like Dwyane Wade versus James Harden, Dwyane Wade versus Paul Pierce is not a discussion. One man is clearly better. Stop the disrespect to the great Dwyane Wade. It's time to appreciate what he brought to this game instead of comparing him to people much worse than him. Cue my intro! Hello, YouTube fam!
You see, it's me! It's me!
It's your boy, Big V, the greatest Dwyane Wade fan in all the land, and I will fight his battles for him. I will not allow you to disrespect him the way you have done. I won't stand for it. He's way better than James Harden. I'll link that video here if you care to watch why. But he is also much better than Paul Pierce. And I dare say Paul Pierce's career is greater than James Harden's. See what I did there? So this one isn't as big a question because I think Paul Pierce is the only one who might believe this, but he came super under fire a while ago now for saying these things, but has continued to double down on these comments. Plus, with the rise of the moronic new media, you guys should know how I feel about them. Anyone who's ever played the game ever once can now start a podcast. And we must take everything they say as gospel. Oh, how could they be wrong? They played the game. You're an idiot. You never played the game. How would you know? Well, A, I did play the game, just not at the NBA level. B, there's a reason why up until the woke media decided everyone could speak, there was a reason why people went to broadcasting school for years before they could comment on sports. Because there's a professional way of doing it. And unfortunately, very few members of new media know how to do it. Paul Pierce's main crux of his issue was that Dwyane Wade had better teammates than him. If he had so-and-so, he would have done X. What's hilarious is he brings up Shaquille O'Neal in that comment, when even according to Shaq himself, in the 2006 finals, Shaq was getting shut down by Eric Dampier. He needed Dwyane Wade to be all of the 35 points a game that he averaged. Paul Pierce is saying he would have done that? Bruh, at that time, only Michael Jordan had done that. So no, you wouldn't have. Second of all, Paul Pierce talking about teammates is pretty rich, given that in 2008, they started one of the first big threes that we had seen in a long time with Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen. Oh, that team wasn't stacked? Oh wait, they also had Rajon Rondo, the young version who they got in the second round on a steal, and Doc Rivers before, when he still had some respect in this league, mainly because of this team. Bro, 2008 Paul Pierce Celtics ran through the league. They had a super team. And then 2010, what did you do, Paul Pierce? Oh yeah, you choked in the finals to Kobe. Right. Cool, good job, man. That's why Paul Pierce has been fired from ESPN. But as we do, we entertain all arguments here, no matter how dumb. So, in the quest to put some respect on my boy's name, let's look at the tail of the tape. Also, might I say, guys, please remember to smash that like and hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel grow and also lets YouTube know that I'm making content that people actually want to watch. The engagement's great, the views are getting better, but if you want to see more, the easy way, just subscribe to your boy. Okay, as always, we start with NBA championships because that's the most important thing in NBA. NBA championships, Dwyane Wade 3, Paul Pierce 1. Oh, well, discussion over. NBA seasons, Paul Pierce 19, Dwyane Wade 16. Oh, so Dwyane Wade has won more in less time. And that's even more hilarious because the verbiage that Paul Pierce uses, that he had the better career than Dwyane Wade, which is even more outlandish if you think about it. Playoffs played, Paul Pierce 14, Dwyane Wade 13. Okay, but Dwyane Wade was in the league less. He's played in the same amount of playoffs as you. All-Star games, Paul Pierce 10, Dwyane Wade 13. So people all over the world thought Dwyane Wade deserved to be an All-Star more than Paul Pierce. Makes sense. Honors and awards. Finals MVP, each have one. So this is the first time Paul Pierce has equaled Wade in anything so far. All NBA first team, Dwyane Wade 2, Paul Pierce 0. Huh. All NBA teams, Dwyane Wade 8, Paul Pierce 4. Ha! Double. All defensive teams. Paul Pierce 0, Dwyane Wade 3. Scoring leader, Paul Pierce 0, Dwyane Wade 1. So wait, even so far, it's not even close. What are we talking about? Dude, honestly, James Harden is much closer to Dwyane Wade, and he's not close either. This is actually bonkers, bro. Okay, NBA regular season stats. Points per game. Paul Pierce, 19.7, we'll give him 20. Dwyane Wade, 22. Rebounds per game. Paul Pierce, 5.6. Dwyane Wade, 4.7. Paul Pierce has 4 inches and about 50 pounds on Dwyane Wade. So he's much bigger, so he should be rebounding more. Assists per game. Paul Pierce 3.5, Dwyane Wade 5.4. So a way better passer is Dwyane Wade. Steals per game, about the same. Blocks per game, about the same. But again, Wade's still a higher in blocks at 0.8 versus Paul's 0.6, while being significantly smaller player. So in every counting stat, Wade is ahead, including but not limited to wins and championships. Let's do totals. Total points, Paul Pierce 26,397. Dwyane Wade 23,165. Okay, so Paul Pierce has some more points. One may say significant, though, yeah, you could say it's significant because he only played one more season. Total rebounds, Paul Pierce 7,500, Dwyane Wade 5,000. Total assists, Wade with about 1,000 more. Total steals, they're about the same. Total blocks, Wade has 140 more. And total games played, Pierce has almost 300 games more. So that's why there's the total distinction, but averages is significantly favoring Wade. So Wade did more in less time, again, including but not limited to win. So if anybody thinks Paul Pierce had a better career, you are smoking something. Please give me that thing. But if we are talking about better career, there's not one thing here. And Paul Pierce had elite teammates for a long time as well. So did Dwyane Wade. And they both had periods where they had crappy teammates. So it equals out that way. Now let's look at percentage. Who's the more efficient player? Field goal percentage, Paul Pierce 45%, Dwyane Wade 48%. So when we're going from 45 to 48, that's going from good to very good. So Wade the edge. 3-point percentage, Paul Pierce 37% career, Dwyane Wade 29%. So here's the first way in which Pierce is really ahead, given similar probably attempts. 8% better is significant. Granted, Wade didn't play. Wade's first 2/3 of his career wasn't a heavy 3-point era, but he wasn't the greatest shooter. Let's call it for what it is. Pierce the better 3-point shooter. Free throw, Paul Pierce 81%, Dwyane Wade 77%. Not as big a difference as one may have thought. Now let's see best season. Players at their total peak, no injuries, on point kind of thing. Points per game, Paul Pierce 26.8, Dwyane Wade 30.2. Okay, so Wade way better. Rebounds per game, Paul Pierce 7.3, Wade 6.4. That's the same given the size differences. Assists per game, Paul Pierce 5.1, Wade 7.5, way better. Steals per game, they're actually tied. Blocks per game, they're tied, but Wade's a little better. So in regular season, in every way, Wade has had the better career, better stats. But playoffs counts more. Let's see the playoffs, even though we know. Playoff stats, points per game, Paul Pierce 19, Wade 22. Again, Wade significantly better. Rebounds per game, 5.8 versus 5.2, the same. Assists per game, 3.4 versus 4.9, Wade a little better. Steals per game, the same, Wade with 1.5, Pierce 1.2. Blocks per game, Pierce 0.6, Wade 1. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's almost double. And then if we look at total points in the playoffs, Paul Pierce 3,180, Dwyane Wade almost 4,000. Total rebounds, tied at about 980. Total assists, Wade has 870 to Pierce's 580. Total steals, Wade has 273 to Pierce 204. Total blocks, Wade 175 to Pierce 105. Total games, 177 to 170. So they've played pretty much the same amount of games in playoffs. And Wade has been way better in every category. And then if we go to percentages, field goal, Paul Pierce 42, Wade 47, 5%, huge. 3-point percentage, whereby in regular season, Pierce had the biggest advantage. Oh look, He averages 36 and Wade 34. Huh. And now if we end with best playoffs ever. Paul Pierce 27.1 points per game in 2003. Dwyane Wade 33.2 in 2010. 6-point difference. Rebounds per game. Paul Pierce 9, Wade 7. Okay, that's a difference. Assists per game, the same, tied at 6.8. Steals per game, tied at 2.1. Blocks per game, tied at around 1.5. So this one's easier actually than James Harden. I thought it was closer. In every measurable statistic, including wins, Paul Pierce is lesser than Dwyane Wade. Dwyane Wade is better than Paul Pierce.